So it seems as though the way we're going, we're going to be left with very few, if any, maps left in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, as another map has hit some controversial news regarding some copyright lawsuit issues potentially happening. And if that does happen, then we may end up seeing that map potentially be getting removed from the game entirely. So welcome back, my friends, to another video here on the channel. Yeah, some pretty crazy stuff to talk about today, but if you do enjoy this one, be sure to stick around for more. We do a variety of gaming content. We talk about the games and play the games, walkthroughs, guides, let's plays, you name it, we got it. I just enjoy bringing you guys a variety of different kinds of gaming content. So we're talking about some different maps. So in a previous video, if you missed it, I'll link it down in the description below. We were talking about the reason why Museum is no longer in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and we don't know if it's ever coming back, if they're going to make some adjustments, some tweaks, some changes, and that it will eventually come back. But we noted that is very similar to the Getty Museum in LA, like almost pretty much identical to it. And it seems as though there's maybe some lawsuit stuff going on there. Anyways, again, there's a whole story to that. If you guys want to check it out, again, I'll link to the video down in the description below. But now we got a brand new map, and interestingly enough, in that video, a couple of you guys actually did mention that there was a couple other maps that were modeled after some real locations in real life, and one of those being the hotel in Modern Warfare 2. It actually looks identical to an actual hotel in real life, and of course you could have imagined, a lot of these locations probably don't don't appreciate gun simulations happening on their location, even if it's in a virtual setting, especially in a virtual setting, because again, the possibilities of what that can unleash, and it could be catastrophic, right? I mean, if people get a feel for the map, again, I don't know how like close it is to the real thing, but you never know. I mean, there's always those fraction of people that are just not well, they're mentally unwell, and they end up doing some pretty messed up stuff, in a real life scenario. And then, so I guess that's kind of the concern, obviously, for a lot of these maps being, modeled after some real locations. Now, like I said in a previous video, interestingly is that the Speedway was removed from the beta, but then it came back with a different name. It was called like Grand Prix or something. Then it came back as Crown Speedway or whatever. I don't know. So I don't know how close that is to an actual Speedway. I think it's still pretty similar. So I don't know why it was removed from the beta and then it came back in the full game. That part's still a little bit confusing to me, to be completely honest. But with the hotel, we actually have a statement from the hotel themselves as well that we're going to read in just a second, which is it's honestly pretty crazy. I mean, all of this, kind of as a whole, is pretty insane, to say the very least. So this is a hotel. If you don't know, it's located in Amsterdam. Okay, so before I read you guys the statement, let me go ahead and show you guys what the actual hotel looks like, just like we did with the museum map, because I'm sure a lot of you guys would like to see what is this real map it's not a map in real life, it's a location, but what does this location look like in real life? So here it is. Take a look at it, and you guys can see exactly how similar it is to the real thing. Now, I don't know, I'll see if I can find additional pictures to show you guys, maybe like the interior to see, or other parts of it. But at least from what we can see from this picture right here, I mean, right in this picture, just like the museum one, it looks very similar, which again could be, it could cause a lot of problems, right? Again, they're not going to want their locations being the simulation for gunfights, if you will. So they've noted that it actually looks very similar, and again, they've released a statement alongside it. But again, just looking from the pictures itself, you can understand why that is, right? Again, if you compare the two pictures, the loading screen of the map, kind of the outside where the fire truck is, and you compare that view with the actual front view of the hotel, it's a one-for-one, even with the flags and whatever. I mean, obviously they've switched the logos on the flags, so they got that part down at least, right, with copyright issues and whatnot. But besides that, I mean, we got we got a pretty much one-for-one with the archways and the windows and the doors. Like it's identical. I mean, there's no denying that it is identical. So the image looks identical. Now, what did they have to say about this? Well, let's go ahead and check out their statement, because again, it's very interesting stuff. So this is coming from So this is called the Conservatorium Hotel, by the way, I believe in Amsterdam. So again, if you want to look it up yourselves and see, you know, how similar this is and whatnot, it's strikingly similar. But anyways, we go through it, and the I think this was from the manager. Yeah, so the hotel's manager, Roy Thomason, I believe is for pronouncing their name right. This is coming via a report from PC Gamer. They said the following. So the manager said, "We have taken note of the fact that the Conservatorium Hotel is undesirably the scene of the new Call of Duty." The hotel's manager, Roy Thomason, told De Volksrant, I believe is how you pronounce it. More generally, we don't support games that seem to encourage the use of violence. The game in no way reflects our core values, and we regret our apparent and unwanted involvement. End quote. So we don't know exactly what's going on, but the reports from De Volksrant, again, if I'm pronouncing that right, reports that the hotel is still considering which steps to take next. So they're doing something. It's not a question of if they're going to do something. They are doing something. It's more of a what, not an if. So what are they going to do? It's obviously clear from the phrasing that, you know, they haven't ruled out any kind of legal action. So they may you know, file a lawsuit in this case. And you know, if they take some further steps, we're not going to have this map in the game either anymore. And it's just really weird, right? Like, I get what they were trying to go for with these maps, but it's just really weird that, you know, they didn't consider this prior to, you know, I'm assuming like everybody at Activision, especially, right? Like all the suits, all the lawyers, they must have thought this through, right? I just don't understand how it kind of, I don't know how we ended up in this kind of situation. But again, we've already lost Museum, and if we're about to lose Hotel as well, I mean, we're already down a couple maps, and it's like we already don't have a lot of maps right now. So they're gonna have to really bring in you know, a lot of maps with season 1. I mean, you know, at least more than one. They're gonna have to bring like 2 or 3 at this point to kind of keep the game fresh, because if not, the game is going to get very bland, very stale, very fast. Because again, you know, we started with a very small baseline of maps. You know, 10 is kind of on the minimal side of things, and now we're getting to a point where we're going backwards instead of going forward. And the same thing with the museum map I was talking about. Is like, the question remains, could they salvage this map somehow? Could they change it enough where it makes it, I guess, different enough that, you know, it could still be salvaged, and it could still be, you know, the same kind of layout or a similar layout. Maybe they tweak some ways. Again, I don't know how the interior is and how close it resembles the interior of this real hotel, but you know, if it's just external, then that's very easy. Just give it an external makeover, you know what I mean? Just completely change the outside look of it, switch it up entirely like that, and you're good to go. If it also includes the internals, then they might have to switch up some kind of, you know, some rooms and some kind of, you know, they might have to do a little bit more work. But I still think they could pull it off. Like, use what they have as a baseline, just tweak the visual style of it, bring it back as a new map. I think they could probably pull that off, but it'd be interesting to see if they're going to do that. Same thing with the museum. I'm still waiting to see what happens with that. But anyways, really weird stuff. So I don't know. Hotel might be leaving. We'll find out what happens, I guess, in the days or weeks to come, or whenever. I'll let you guys know if we have any further developments, but let me know what you think about all this down in the comment section below, because it's seriously absolutely crazy. Anyways, if you enjoyed this one, my friends, stick around for more. Be sure to leave a like. Helps YouTube see that you guys actually enjoy the content, and then they say, hey, you know, let's show it to more people and whatnot, and really helps out the channel. If you don't like it, that's completely fine. Dislike it as well, and I'll see you guys very soon. Another one. Stay safe, stay well, and until then, game on, and thanks for watching.